with that more sophisticated level of thinking. We'll see now that it's kicking us out. Okay, so we just said $50,000, right? Because that relates to its worth. Give me another one that you did. 25. Okay, great. So there's another one that relates to its worth. One of the things we talked about earlier was its rarity. Did anybody have anything underlined or highlighted as far as rarity goes? Back in the back.
The copper penny that was ultra rare.
Ultra rare. Good.
It was double that.
Yeah, okay. Oh, sweet. I just broke my colored pencil. And then give me one more thing for rarity. Go ahead.
That most pennies were made out of steel, and copper, since copper was needed.
Okay. And actually, that was something that I had too when it talks about how most pennies were made out of steel. So that means that the copper penny ended up being a rare thing. So the last thing that we're going to do here, so we used all these supporting details, is to come up with an appropriate title for this piece. That has to include both the topic and the focus. When I write a title, I like to start with the topic. So what was our one word topic that we said? Pennies. Okay. So pennies are what? Help me out with the focus. Are rare. All of the pennies are rare? All of them?
No.
Some. Okay. So I'm actually going to add in an extra word here and use my little caret. Some pennies are rare and what else? And valuable. I like that word. Okay, so and valuable. I think last period said something like pennies can be rare and expensive, so they picked up on that rarity idea as well. This that we wrote as a title happens to be a complete sentence. I want you to understand they don't have to be. A title actually usually isn't a complete sentence, but there's no like rule about it. So if you know you wrote a complete sentence, then capitalize the first letter, put a period at the end. This one is pennies, subject, are, verb. I've got a complete thought. If I were to write this one so it's not a complete sentence, I might say something like rare and valuable pennies. Do you know why on this I capitalized the words rare, valuable, and pennies? And up here I only capitalized some and I lowercase pennies here. Do you know why? Right, because it's a title. So in titles, you capitalize things that are not a, an, or the, or any little preposition words like to, for, on, in. Those don't get capitalized. So just be mindful of that as you're writing your titles as well. Okay, so we've gone through this first one. And the reason I wanted to do that is because it's just asking you for a topic, as does number 2, as does number 7. However, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all asking for a main idea here. So that's one more that I want to do just so you can see how that's done here in the box when we're actually doing this summary sentence. So this one says, when one hears the term reality applied to a television show, one might expect that the events portrayed occurred naturally or at the least were not scripted, but this is not always the case. Many reality shows occur in unreal environments, like rented mansions occupied by film crews. Such living environments do not reflect what most people understand to be reality. Worse, there have been accusations that events not captured on film were later restaged by producers. Worse still, some involved in the production of reality television claim that the participants were urged to act out storylines premeditated by producers. With such accusations floating around, it's no wonder many people take reality TV to be about as real as the sitcom. That's great. I'm glad you asked that because we talked about that last period too. This word, sitcom, is short for situational comedy. That would be TV shows like The Big Bang Theory or Modern Family. Like they're actors who are pretending to be characters who are acting out things that are not real life situations. So that's a lot of the stuff that you'd see like on your evening television. That's a sitcom. So if we are coming to main idea. The first question I have to answer is, who or what is this mostly about? So who or what, give me one or two words. What kind of TV? Reality TV. So far I'm going to say this paragraph is about how reality TV, and now because this one asked for the full main idea, I have to give the focus here as well. So what does the author want me to know about reality TV?
That they're fake.
That it's fake. Okay, so let's say this paragraph is about how reality TV is sometimes fake.
Yeah.
Awesome. So let's go through and prove it. Just like we did last time, I want you to very quickly go in and highlight some of your supporting details for that analysis. Prove that it's fake. Find any details that relate to its fakiness. When we do this one together, we're actually going to practice on that. Okay, so for the first one, we're going to read the passage together. Remember, on this, we are just looking to explain the topic when we finish off the sentence. It says, a penny for your thoughts? If it's a 1943 copper penny, it could be worth as much as $50,000. In 1943, most pennies were made out of steel since copper was needed for World War II. So the 1943 copper penny is ultra rare.
Oh, you could use my Pivo too.
I didn't know you had one.
Yeah, I stole it from practically.
This is still recording.
Overlapping dates and letters. If it's uncirculated, it'd easily fetch $25,000 at an auction. Now, that's a pretty penny. So, first question was, who or what is the paragraph about? Give me a one-word response. This paragraph is about what? Just tell me. Pennies, very good. So, if you don't know
So as you guys are finishing up with your highlights, if you want to take yours and compare it to mine, you can. If you realize that you have something highlighted that doesn't have to do with the focus, that it doesn't have something to do with reality TV being fake, this would be a good place for you to take your colored pencil and cross that out. The reason I've asked you guys to use colored pencils today is so that you can check your work. You might not get to that point today. We honestly might not get there until tomorrow, and that's totally okay. Because what you guys are going to be doing next is basically going through this either in small groups or by yourself. And it doesn't matter to me how you work today. If you guys want to work in groups of 3 or groups of 2, or if you want to work by yourself and then go check with other people, that's totally cool with me today. But you might find if you do get done, you need the colored pencil to check your work, and I have a key against which you can check. Otherwise, we'll just plan to check it tomorrow, then during class. So let's finish out this part. We talked about how this paragraph is about how reality TV is sometimes fake. So an appropriate title, let's write this one as not a sentence. Because if I wrote it as a sentence, I might say something like, reality TV is fake. And that would be my title. That would be a complete sentence. So what if I start with the word fake? So this time I'm going to start with the focus. Now, what else do I need to include in my title? I got the focus. Right. I need to give the topic. So fake reality TV. And that gives me an option for a title then. Just remember, if you do write it as a complete sentence, you only have one capitalized word.
TV.
Reality. TV is actually not a word. It's an abbreviation, so that's why it's capitalized. Is unreal or fake, whatever. So if I wanted to use a complete sentence, then I just need to make sure that I follow those expectations. So now what I want for you guys to do is get in, finish, maybe do 2 and 7 together because they're both about topic, and then do 4, 5, 6 together because they are main idea. Like group those together. Like I said, if you want to work with a partner or a group no more than 3, that is totally okay with me. And if you decide that you want to work by yourself, that's okay with me too. If you do happen to get this done before the end of the period, then come check with me or Mrs. Hoshi to get the key and check your work. All right. Yay, we're going to stop.